everybody. Welcome to On the Edge Entertainment, where I get to invite my amazing and talented entertainer friends from Las Vegas and all around the world to tell you a little bit about their showbiz life and what's going on with them right now. And I'm very excited to bring in an old friend of mine who in the last few years has done very well in her musical career. So I'm going to welcome Brigitte Purdy.
Hi, thank you for having me on. It feels so good to be here.
Oh, I'm so thankful that you were available. I know you were super busy right before all this happened, but let's talk about what you've been doing in the last couple of years.
Oh my gosh, where to begin? I released my first album in 2018 and it went international, playing all over the world. And it actually has received a couple of awards. It made the first round of voting for a Grammy nomination, which was completely shocked and honored, my first album out the gate. And then from there, I won an LA Critics Award for my album for Best Produced Female Artist.
My gosh, this is so awesome. I know I've seen you appearing on social media and stuff. I'm like, what is she doing? She's hit the big time. I'm so excited for you. You deserve it.
Thank you. Thank you.
So tell me more about your album and the inspiration about it and the style of music and stuff.
Okay. Well, the first song that I had written was a tribute to B.B. King. And so I released that first as a single. And when I released it, and it's blues genre, blues, soul, and rock, blues rock. And when I first released it on social media, it had 11,000 views the first day and 500 shares. And it went international overnight. And so from there, I decided to write a complete album. And it's just been a whirlwind since then. I feel so blessed and to be able to do what I do after leaving the music business for quite some time.
Oh my gosh, that just sounds like a fairy tale dream come true. But I think what it is it's not a fairy tale dream come true overnight. It really isn't in the entertainment business. It's more about the perseverance and keeping at it. And sometimes it's like when preparation meets opportunity. We're just so excited to have you here. And I've got some stuff. I've got a song. I'd like to play them your video. So I'm going to show them this right now.
Lucille, don't you weep no more. Lucille, don't you weep no more. Wrap your arms around me, fingers up and down my neck, make me feel like a real girl at home, they move, cry, relentlessly, shook me down with that left-hand sound, and said to me, Lucille, don't you weep no more. Don't you weep, Lucille, don't you weep. And don't you to make fighting for a woman's touch and up and down, smoldering dust. When my king turned around, I was laying on the ground. Let me tell you now how he picked me up, then he planted Lucille, don't you weep and don't no more.
Awesome. Wow, Bridget, that was amazing. Tell us more about that song.
Oh, thank you. As I said before, that was a tribute to B.B. King, and I wrote it from the perspective of his guitar, Lucille, because when he passed, as many musicians and guitarists do, they have such a love for their instrument, and so he named his guitar Lucille. And so I was sitting there when he passed, reading through all of my different social media things, and everybody was paying homage and tribute to him, and I thought to myself, well, what would Lucille say if she was a real live woman? And so those lyrics I wrote down: wrap your arms around me, fingers running up and down my neck, you made me feel like a real live woman, Lucille, don't you weep. And so that song just went international. I feel really thankful that people really are enjoying it, and still I get a lot of requests to.
So that, oh, sorry. So that one song pretty much helped you move into this new phase of your life with,
Exactly.
I mean, obviously you've been an entertainer your whole life, but it's interesting how sometimes we get just a little bit of inspiration that takes us to the next level. And I think that stuff comes from above,
Oh,
It's
definitely.
it's divine gift, I believe.
Mhm. Well, when I came up with the concept, I took it over to Dave Osty's studio at the Dirt Shack, and I told him my concept, and we wrote that song within a half hour. And so I really believe that song was meant to be born and meant to manifest, and then just to set it out in the world. As I said, on the first day of posting it, it had 500 shares and 11,000 views, and started playing internationally. And then people started asking me for more music, and that's how I decided to write my full album entitled "Still I Rise," which is still
Well,
playing all over the place.
well, in this new virtual world, it's quite possible that this next album will really hit hard too. People
Yeah.
are at home, they're listening to music, they're enjoying, seeing things in a visual way since they can't see them in person. And no matter what, your music touches people. So it might be a good time. It might be a good time for you.
I mean, music is very healing. I don't know about you, but I know that when I put on some of my favorite songs, if I'm kind of down, all of a sudden, if I put something on a little upbeat, it changes my whole mood when I hear my favorite jam or whatever it is. And so music really, lifts our spirits. And so if that's my lot in life, to lift people's spirits via my music in some sort of healing process, then I'm pretty thankful, and I'm pretty lucky girl.
Yes, very well said. I really love that. Now, how can people find your
And they
album?
can get it through my website, and then it's also on all of the music things, Amazon, iTunes, and all the various places, so they can download the album. I'm also on Spotify, so you can look for me on Spotify and those various music platforms.
Bridget, I'm going to have you tell us about some things that might be coming up for you after this all happens.
So some of the things that are happening now is I've just completed my second album, which is entitled Mother of the Crossroads. And I'll be releasing that in 2021. It's a wonderful. I collaborate with Dave Osty, otherwise known as Dirty Dave, and he plays a lot of the instruments on there, the bass and the guitar and the drums. And then Drake Shining is also on keyboard, and so that'll be released in 2021.
Is there anything that's happened with somebody super famous or any kind of claim to fame other than what you've already told us, or something really funny and crazy that's happened to you that you can share?
Well, I was able to do background vocals for The Who, and that was pretty exciting.
Nice.
Yeah, that was pretty exciting. Frank Symes, the musical director of The Who, I had been doing some work for him previously in the studio, and one day he just called me up and he said, "Hey, I need some background vocals," and I said, "Okay, I'll come on over, send me the track." And he said, "Oh, no, you'll be fine. You don't need the track." So I thought, "Oh gosh, I really want to be prepared when I get there." And he
Right?
said, "No, you'll be fine. Just come on over. I just need some background vocals from you." And so I get there, and then he starts playing Let My Love Open the Door, and he says, "Well, can you match Pete's voice?" I said, "Sure." And so Frank Symes is an amazing musical director. He's played with so many various artists, Stevie Nicks and a whole bunch of people, but it was the first time that I was in the studio, and I felt as though he was playing my voice like an instrument. So he's very meticulous, very methodical. And so when I was done, he said, "I love what you did, and so you can now put background vocals for The Who on your resume." So that was a thrill.
Nice.
That was a
What?
thrill.
Yeah. Oh
Mhm.
my gosh. Well, that's you deserve it. Did you get to tour with them for a while or?
No, just doing session work. Mhm.
Uh-huh. Where do you live? You're out of LA, Los
I
Angeles?
live out of Los Angeles, and but I'm traveling all over, or was traveling all over. But anticipate continuing traveling to support my new album when it comes out in 2021. So we shall resume. We shall love harder. We shall be stronger, and yeah,
Yeah.
it's all going to be there.
So, Bridget, I had another question for you, which is what kind of advice would you give young songwriters that hope to have an impact in this world?
Music is storytelling, and it's a conversation set to music. And so, one, trust your instinct. Two, write from your heart. And writing is a process. It takes time to develop things, and some things come easy, and some things take a little longer. There's been songs that I've put on the shelf, and then I visit them, and sometimes things just flow naturally. So the main thing is to just trust your inner muse. We all have our inner creative muse, and trust your inner muse. You have great instincts within yourself, and so therefore you should believe in yourself.
I
That's
I
pretty
think
much it.
that's great. I think creativity comes from, it sort of happens when it wants to. That's the way I feel.
Mhm.
Of
Mhm.
course, you do the work on it and stuff too, but at the moment when you get that idea, I always say have a pad of paper near you, write it down, try to explain it too, because I've written a lot of things down and I'm like, what was I meaning? What did I mean by that? I don't even know. So sometimes you wake up in the middle of the night and you write crazy stuff, but I think it's always
Sure.
nice to have some place
Mhm.
to keep your
Yeah.
information.
Mhm. Definitely.
All right, girl. Well, thank you so much for being with us today. I really appreciate it. I loved hearing your story, and I'm glad that you got to share it with us.
It was an honor. Thank you for having me.
Hey, dream, dare, and do it.